Right, can you see the slide now? Okay, so we continue. Graphic rating scale, we got jump is new one here, so just explain again, okay? So graphic rating scale is in Vietnamese we call thang điểm vẽ bằng đồ thị. So in this method, appraisal method, they have a few job dimensions or competencies or skills that they're gonna evaluate employees on each of the job dimension. So this is a job dimension, maybe communications, organizational know-how, personal effectiveness, teamwork, business results. And remember, each of the job dimensions, they will have a scales of rating. So the scale from 1 to 5, 1 to 4, or from 1 to 7 depends on how many points in the scale that we want to have. So on this example, they have from 1 to 5. So it goes from below expectation, meets the expectation, and role model. But in the Vietnamese version of this one here, they have excellent, khá, good, trung bình average, or below the average. It depends on how many quantify scales, quantify, how many quantified scales they want to put here. So each of the dimension will be rated based on these scales. Example, communication, bad or below expectation, meet the expectation, or role model. Same, organizational know-how, below, meet, or role model. So they will rate on each of the trait, each of the job dimensions like this until they finish. Clear about this method, everyone? Okay, the next method is alternation ranking. Alternation in Vietnamese, this method is đánh giá luân phiên. So what does it mean by alteration ranking? So alteration, they also have a scale for the trait or for the job dimension. So trait here, traits or traits. So also job dimensions or the competencies. So for each of the traits, each of the job dimensions, they have a list of employees. So they list all the employees we want to rank, and they rank those employees from the best to the worst, so from highest to lowest. And for example, we have 10 people in the team that we will evaluate their performance. So if we use alternation ranking scale, it means that we have to rank those 10 people from 1 to 10. So who is the number 1? And then who is the number 10? Who is the best person? Who is the worst person? It's the same when we rank the students in the class based on the marks they achieve, right? So we rank like number 1 student with like 9 marks, and then number 10 student with like 1 mark. So it's very simple. So we rank employees, all of the employees, in one scale from the highest one to the lowest one. So this method is alternation ranking. And the next one is pair comparisons. So you can see that in alternation ranking, it combined with the scale ranking, graphic scale ranking as well, and it involves the comparison between employees. So we have to compare which one is better than which one is worse than which one, so that we can come up with a result here. And for pair comparison, we also need to compare the performance of employees, but we don't rank them on 1 to 20 or 1 to 10 position. This is how we do it. So look at this. for the trait quality of work. They organize each of the person, each of the employees' name on the row here, horizontal row, and then vertical. So you can see each of the employees is compared to each of the employees in each trait. So again, each employee or each subordinate is rated against each of everyone. So look at this. For A art, for this quality of work here, of course A cannot compare to A. This is the same person. If B compared to A, so let's say B, he gets a better quality of work, so we will give B a plus. But and C, he get a better quality of work, give him a plus compared to A. When it comes to D, this person have worse quality of work compared to A, so we gave him a minus. Similarly, in E, we gave a minus compared to A. What happens is, at the end of the day, we will add up all of the points for each employee vertically, like this. And then we can see we will add up all of the plus. And then for this example, we see here B, that she got like 1, 2, 3, 4 pluses for this quality of work trait. That means for this quality of work trait of work dimension, she is the number 1. And then we go to another trait, another dimension, and to see which person is the number 1. Yes. Do you understand this method so far, or do you need me to explain again, maybe in Vietnamese for you? Let me know. You understand, or you need further Vietnamese explanation? Yes or no? No? Vietnamese, just this one, because this one may be a little bit complicated. Cái pair comparison là mình gọi trong tiếng Việt là so sánh cặp. Thì so sánh cặp nghĩa là sao? Nghĩa là đối với mỗi cái yêu cầu hoặc là mỗi cái kỹ năng và mỗi cái job dimension á, mỗi cái khía cạnh công việc, thì người ta sẽ so sánh những người nhân viên với nhau. Mỗi người nhân viên được so sánh lần lượt với mỗi người nhân viên còn lại. Ok, mỗi người nhân viên được so sánh lần lượt với mỗi người nhân viên còn lại. Ví dụ như ở điểm chất lượng công việc ở đây, nhân viên A này so sánh với nhân viên A không được, ok, không có điểm. Nhân viên B so sánh với nhân viên A, nhân viên B này làm tốt hơn thì người ta cho 1 dấu cộng. Nhưng mà nhân viên D làm dở hơn, người ta cho 1 dấu trừ. Tới đây là hiểu rồi đúng không? Cứ hễ so sánh một cái điểm với nhau, một cái khía cạnh nào đó với nhau, cứ ai tốt hơn người nào đó, một người còn lại thì người ta cho dấu cộng, và không tốt bằng thì người ta cho dấu trừ. Hiểu rồi đúng không? Rồi, sau khi đi lần lượt hết từ người này, so sánh từ người này đến người kia rồi, thì người ta mới cộng theo cột lại với nhau và cộng những điểm cộng, chứ điểm trừ thì không cộng. Người A này có 2 điểm cộng, người B này có 4 điểm cộng. Tương tự C2, D1 và E1. Thì nghĩa là người B, Maria này, là người có cái chất lượng công việc cao nhất trong những người ở đây. Vì cô ta có đến 4 điểm cộng, trong khi những người khác thì 1 đến 2 điểm thôi. Tiếp tục đi tới cái khía cạnh là sự sáng tạo trong công việc, creativity here, thì cũng tương tự như vậy, người ta cũng đi y chang cái thứ tự vậy và kết luận là người A này là người sáng tạo nhất trong công việc. Vậy thôi, nó chỉ đơn giản vậy thôi. So each subordinate to be rated is paired with and compared to every other subordinate on each trade. Cứ mỗi nhân viên sẽ được lần lượt so sánh cặp với mỗi nhân viên còn lại và cộng điểm theo hàng dọc. Vậy thôi. Hiểu rồi đúng không? Cái này đâu có gì đâu khó hiểu. Okay, next method, forced distribution. Forced distribution là phân chia. Forced là bắt buộc, là phân chia cái tỷ lệ nhân viên á, giỏi, trung bình và dở theo một tỷ lệ định sẵn. So forced distribution is a method where we have predetermined percentages of subordinates in performance category. So we will break down this definition. Predetermined percentages of subordinates in performance category. So, for example, what is performance categories? So we have like this performance categories: poor, below average, average, good, excellent. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. So and then we have 5 categories. Now we would have to decide which percentage of subordinates fall into each category. How is the percentage? How much is the percentage? Yes, so we decide that 10% of the subordinates performing very poorly, but 20% performing below the average, 40% performing average, 20% is very good, and 10% is top performing, is excellent. And then we will put each of the employees here into each category, into each of one here, and then we need to make sure that the percentage is maintained. So let's say we have 10 employees. So how many employees will be in the poor category? Nếu cô có 10 nhân viên thì nhân viên nào rơi vào bao nhiêu nhân viên rơi vào cái category là perform kém? Yes. And then how many employees fall below average? 2, yes. And then similarly, 4 employees for average, 2 employees for good, and 1 for excellent. Very easy to understand, right? Sometimes we can hear about this in when I went to university. So not Hoa Sen University, I'm not sure. But when I went to my university, they have a rule that only 10% of the students in the class can achieve excellent score. No more than 10% in the class achieve excellent score. Cô đi học là nó có cái luật điểm xuất sắc không được quá 10% số sinh viên trong lớp. Thì cái này cũng tương tự. Cái luật nó cũng tương tự. Again, forced distribution, phân chia bắt buộc, phân chia theo một tỷ lệ bắt buộc. And for this method, they have a lot of drawbacks. Drawbacks. No wiggle room. What does it mean by no wiggle room? No wiggle room là no wiggle room is like some space for negotiation or for some change. No wiggle room nghĩa là cái phương pháp này nó không có một cái sự linh hoạt trong việc mà các bên có thể thỏa thuận hoặc là các bên có thể discuss với nhau để thay đổi. Tại vì bây giờ có 20 người thì chắc chắn một người sẽ phải đi vô cái category là kém, mặc dù có thể người đó không hề là kém nhất trong cái team đó, không kém nhưng mà không phải là kém nhất trong cái team đó, có thể có team khác người ta kém hơn, nhưng mà bởi vì bắt buộc vô trong cái phương pháp phân chia bắt buộc này rồi, cho nên bắt buộc phải có người nằm trong những cái category này, không thể nào lọt ra khỏi cái khoảng này được. Nó cũng là cái ý thứ hai ha, là bắt buộc, là vì bắt buộc cho nên chắc chắn phải có người nằm xếp hạng best ở dưới này. And office politics and managerial bias can taint the rating. This means mấy cái việc lộn xộn trong văn phòng hoặc là những cái thiên vị của người quản lý có thể làm sai lệch cái kết quả rating của phương pháp này đi. So remember this. If we have one employee performing poorly in our team, but because our team is very excellent, everyone in the team is excellent, so that person performing poor doesn't mean that they are the worst in the company, but they are the worst in the team, and then when it comes to another team, so they have the worst performing person as well. So we have two worst performing people. One is from maybe my marketing team, and one is from the other marketing teams. How are those people different, right? So they are the same, but they are not the same because they are rating in different group of people, and so this can cause bias. So those are the drawbacks of this forced distribution method. Ví dụ như có hai người, một người đều nhận được cái kết quả là rơi vào cái chỗ này, là cái chỗ kém nhất, nhưng mà hai người này thực chất cái sự kém của họ không giống nhau, bởi vì hai người này có thể họ đến từ hai team khác nhau và cái tiêu chí cũng như cái môi trường làm việc trong team đó nó khác nhau, nhưng mà phương pháp này nó không có nhận ra được cái sự khác nhau đó, nó vẫn rate người ta như bình thường ha. Okay, you understand this? No answer means everyone understands. Very good. Next method. So you can see I go very slowly for the methods because we need to know and we need to understand very, very well. So next method is critical incident method. So now let's try to understand. Critical incident method. In Vietnamese, this method is we can say ghi chép các sự kiện quan trọng, incident, sự kiện, critical, very important. So critical incident method, ghi chép các sự kiện quan trọng ha. So what is this about? So this is about keeping a record of good or bad or undesirable examples of an employee or of an employee's work and reviewing it with the employee at predetermined times. So this is an anecdotal record of good or not good, undesirable examples of an employee's work-related behavior and reviewing it with the employee at predetermined times. What does it mean by this method? Phương pháp này là phương pháp ghi chép lại những sự kiện, những cái ví dụ tốt hoặc là không tốt, hoặc là đáng khen hoặc không đáng khen của một người trong cái thời gian mà người đó làm việc. Và review lại cái thông tin này với người nhân viên đó ở những thời điểm nhất định. Review để làm chi? Để người này biết được họ tốt hay không tốt chỗ nào và từ đó họ improve hoặc là họ thay đổi gì đó. So this method is very good to eliminate. I can't write. This method is very good to eliminate performance deficiencies because it is timely. So anything happen like let inventory storage cost rise 15% last month. So based on this information, we can have a plan to improve this. So it's a very timely, very good for good timing management of performance. And then this is, we can see here, this is the record of critical incidents. So it can be happening around the year. It doesn't happen at one time when the year ends, but it can happening around the year, so that they can improve their performance continuously. They don't wait till the year end and they say, hey, you do this wrong, you do this wrong. So they give feedback and review along the way, so it provides a better space for eliminating the performance deficiencies. So this is about this. So you okay so far with this method? Yes, guys? No one say anything, so it will be a yes, right? Next method is also very popular, but maybe complicated. Behavioral anchor rating scale. Can you guys still hear me, right? Okay. Behavioral anchor rating scales. Behavioral là về mặt gì? Behavior về mặt hành vi. Anchor là cái điểm tựa hoặc là cái gì chính. Ví dụ như một người chính trong buổi thuyết trình mình có thể gọi là anchor. Rating scale. Trong tiếng Việt là căn cứ phương pháp đánh giá năng suất lao động căn cứ vào những hành vi quan trọng, những hành vi chính, những hành vi quan trọng. Yes. So we rate the employees based on the behavior that is very important for the work that they do. So this method we can call is BARS. So it's very popular. We call this BARS. BARS. So BARS, or Behaviorally Anchored Rating Scale. So BARS combines the benefit of critical incidents and quantitative ratings by anchoring a quantified scale with specific narrative examples. Okay, critical incidents, yes, it's combined the critical incidents because we have to keep a record of the incidents of the behavior as well when we want to do this method. And quantitative rating. So in this method, critical incident method, they only record the critical incident, but they don't give each of them a number or scale or the importance of how they are to the work. So it's just like explanation. It's no number, right? But in the BARS method, they have those incidents or the behavior here. Those are the behavior here. And those behavior, remember, they are important for the job. They are anchor of the job. And then they rate those behavior on a scale from 1 to 10 here. So they rate those behavior on the scale from 1 to 10. So, and then in the end they will add up all of the numbers the employees have. So for example, this is about the example of automobile salesmanship skills. So in this example, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behaviors that they already put in a scale from 1 to 10. So look at this. Number one, the prospect said that he didn't like the looks of our vehicle, and the salesperson told him the style is a style and that he'd probably be happier with a competitor's vehicle. So at this statement, the salesperson, he didn't really perform really well, because when the customer say he didn't like the look, instead of offering something else, he's was like, you can go somewhere else to buy another car. This is very bad. So this behavior is only receive 1 point. So this behavior receive 1 point. Let's see about this. The salesperson asks prospective buyer what he or she is looking for in the vehicle, and listen carefully what they say and explain how vehicle can fulfill and want. So instead of saying the style with the style and you can go anywhere, this salesperson, they asked about the customer demand, what do they want. They try to explain how their products can fulfill those needs and demand. It's very good. So this behavior gave 7 points, and similarly they gave 10 points. Okay, and now Vietnamese term. Phương pháp này là phương pháp mà đánh giá năng suất căn cứ vào những hành vi quan trọng trong khi làm việc. Thì phương pháp này nó là sự kết hợp giữa cái phương pháp lúc nãy, đó là phương pháp ghi chép các sự kiện quan trọng. Vì ở đây mình thấy là dựa trên các hành vi mà, thì cũng phải ghi chép lại các hành vi, các sự kiện đó là gì ha. Và nó khác với cái phương pháp ghi chép sự kiện á, thì ghi chép sự kiện đơn thuần là ghi chép và đưa lại cái feedback, không có án cho một con số hay một cái điểm gì hết. Nhưng mà ở đây thì mỗi hành vi như vậy, người ta sẽ án cho nó, gán cho nó một điểm số, hoặc là một điểm số, hoặc là một cái chữ số nào đó, mà để người ta có thể phân tích là hành vi nào được xếp hạng cao hơn hành vi nào. Ví dụ ở đây một người bán xe hơi, khi gặp một người khách nói là tôi không thích cái ngoại hình của xe này, thì người này lại nói là ngoại hình chỉ là ngoại hình thôi, bạn không vui thì bạn có thể đi chỗ khác. Thì hành vi này xứng đáng được 1 điểm hoặc là 1 sao, mình gọi là đánh cho 1 sao cho nó chết luôn đó. Tương tự thì ví dụ hành vi này, người này cố gắng giải thích với khách hàng, cố gắng tìm hiểu khách hàng và cố gắng giải thích là xe của mình đáp ứng nhu cầu khách hàng như thế nào, thì người này được 7 điểm. Tương tự đây là được 10 điểm. Thì cứ như vậy người ta sẽ đánh giá xếp hạng từng cái hành vi này và cuối cùng là ra điểm. Mình hiểu chỗ này chưa mấy bạn? Okay. So again, the BARS method, behavior anchor rating scales, or BARS method, is combined critical incidents and quantitative ratings, kết hợp giữa cả cái phương pháp những cái sự kiện quan trọng và phương pháp đánh giá bằng con số trên cái scale ha. Trên một cái này cũng là một cái scale. Scale là một cái bảng, một cái dãy hoặc là một cái bảng xếp hạng đó. Người ta sẽ xếp hạng những cái hành vi dựa trên cái mà người ta đã đưa ra. Nhưng mà để làm được điều này thì trước hết người ta sẽ phải xem xét là hành vi nào được xếp hạng nào ha. Sau đó hễ người nhân viên nào có hành vi như vậy thì người ta cứ chấm điểm vậy thôi cho đến khi xong. Okay, very, very important. Appraisal forms in practice. So in practice, appraisal forms can plan several approaches. But remember, the most familiar and popular. Which one is the most familiar and popular? Now tell me again, which one? Which method is the most popular one? What is that? Graphic. Phương pháp nào là thông dụng nhất? No. Phương pháp thông dụng nhất, graphic rating scale. Yes, phương pháp là thông dụng nhất. Nhưng mà trong thực tế thì người ta có thể phối hợp nhiều phương pháp với nhau. The appraisal forms in practice, it just means that in reality they can combine more than one method. A computerized and web-based appraisal are based on computer and web-based systems, so you can find out about this method in your own time. This one is another important one, management by objective. What does it mean in Vietnamese? Management by objectives. Là quản trị. Object management là quản trị nè. Bằng objective là gì? Quản trị bằng what? What is objectives? Quản trị bằng mục tiêu. Or we can MBO. So MBO or yes, MBO or management by objective. Quản trị bằng mục tiêu. In this method, they will. This is that way that they say that this is a multi-step, company-wide goal setting and appraisal program. So this management by objective approach is just not about the performance appraisal. It's about the goal setting process as well. So what happened is they set the organization's goals. So first step, set the organization's goals. Our goal this year is maybe to increase the sale up to 50%. And then they set the department goals. So to achieve the 50% in the sales revenue, our department goals, let's say sales department, we have to achieve, let's say 1 billion Vietnamese dong in sales. And 1 billion Vietnamese dongs may be 100 sales contracts. Yeah? And then we discuss the departmental goals. So after we set the department goals, we discuss them with each other. We find the expected results. So our goals is like to achieve this 1 billion sales revenue. And to achieve that 1 billion sales revenue, what are the results? How many contracts? How many meetings with clients? How many contract bidding? Bidding là đi là đấu thầu. And how many of the items that we want to achieve? What are the results? And then when we have the performance outcomes, we conduct the review and then we provide feedback. So MPO requires the manager to set specific, measurable, and organizationally relevant goals with each employee. So this means it needs to be from the organization up here and go down here to the employee. So from O to E here. So each of the employees, whenever they work, their work needs to be relevant, needs to be relative to the goals of the department. Goals of the department need to be related to goals of the organization. So phương pháp này quản trị bằng mục tiêu thì mỗi người nhân viên làm việc dưới một cái mục tiêu mà họ được đặt ra. Và mục tiêu này nó được đặt ra dưới những cái mục tiêu của cái phòng ban. Và mục tiêu của phòng ban nó được đặt ra dưới cái mục tiêu của cả tổ chức. Vì vậy nó là liên kết chặt chẽ với nhau. Và cái phương pháp này nó không chỉ là về performance appraisal không, mà nó còn là phương pháp về thiết lập mục tiêu trong hệ thống, trong tổ chức nữa. So now we almost go through the most popular and most important appraisal method. And then the next 4 methods: virtual appraisal games, electronic performance monitoring, talent management, and employee appraisal, or conversations days. Please read it, understand it in your own time. Okay? Cái này về nhà tự đọc nha. Mở sách ra đọc nha. Basically, virtual appraisal games, we do the performance appraisal through virtual games, through computer games. Electronic performance monitor, we monitor the performance through the electronic performance. So this is can be understand that like we have all the information of performance of the employee, and then we put them in a electronic system so that they can analyze, and then they can provide some advice after, and then they can monitor the performance of the employees. For example, we have to reply to customers through email maybe not latest than 10 minutes after we receive the email. And then electronic performance monitor, they will let us know whether the person is below the expectations, meet the expectation, or over the expectation, so that they can have corrective action. Okay, talent management and employees appraisal. So again, you can see talent management concept, and it's combined with employee appraisal, as employee appraisal is one of the approach to talent management as well, to retain the people and to make sure that people, even though they maybe not receive really positive feedback for their work, they still feel happy, they still feel that is necessary for them to improve their work quality. And conversation days about people getting in a room and talk to each other about the performance. So this is a good way for a very quick feedback and review, and they have a chance to listen for open communication. So 4 of those, please read it more in your own time. Yes, class? Sometimes I need to know that you are there, otherwise I just lost it. Okay. I know we go through a lot of appraisal, performance appraisal methods. Maybe there are more than 10 of them. 10 of them. So this is a very good table for us to understand the very popular ones and to see their advantage and disadvantage. So this is the table that I highly recommend you to read in your own time, because this is basically a summary of the methods that we've been covering. So again, I'm not mentioning about any definition here again, but let's look at the advantages and disadvantages. So graphic rating scale, what are the advantages? Simple to use, very simple. So we have like this qualities, good or bad or not good or excellent or whatever, and then we rate, very, very easy to do, right? Disadvantage may be unclear. Unclear means, what does it mean by poor performance? What does it mean by excellent performance? So even though we have this job dimension, so does that mean that poor in this dimension equally means poor in the other dimension? Halo effect. Halo effect là cái gì mấy bạn? Halo effect, central tendency, leniency, bias can also be problems. We see those terms: halo effect, central tendency, leniency. Actually, those are the potential errors or potential mistakes that we normally have during we do the performance appraisal. Halo effect, hiệu ứng lan truyền, central tendency, xu hướng trung tâm, and leniency, leniency, dễ dãi, and bias, thiên vị ha, can also be problems. We will go through the next part of the lecture to understand about those problems. So it may be not for you to understand it right here, but later we will go through all of the problems here and then try to understand what are they. BARS, behaviorally anchor rating scales. So BAR, it combines between critical incident method and the graphic rating scale, not the graphic rating scale, sorry, and the quantitative rating, just quantitative, so about this rating. Okay, and one advantage of BAR is that it is very accurate, because we understand the different levels in the behavior somebody perform at work, and We give each of them a score, a number, but it is difficult to develop. Because think about this, we have to have a few different behaviors, and then we have to decide which behavior which point is very difficult to develop. Alternation ranking. So yeah, alternation ranking là phương pháp đánh giá luân phiên ha. Yeah, so we rate the employees based on the scale from highest to lowest, and everyone has a position. Dễ sử dụng, simple to use. It can avoid tendency, yes, because xu hướng đánh giá trung tâm, because we have to give each person one position, so no two people in the same position, so there's no central tendency. But it can cause disagreements among employees and may be unfair. What if all of the employees are excellent? So we have to rate them from 1 to 10, but they are all excellent. What? So it doesn't work in this method. Forced distribution methods. Forced distribution method, we have a predetermined percentage of subordinates, and we divide them into each categories. And then this is the advantages of disadvantages. End up with predetermined position. So this is no wiggle room, like we said before. So someone has to be forced into the bottom, and maybe some of the office politics or managerial bias can affect the rating as well. Critical incident methods. So this method is very timely, good to improve the performance along the time and show which right or wrong. And fourth is supervisor. So this is an ongoing basis. It happens regularly, so it's easy to monitor. But it's difficult to rate or rank employees relatively to one another. Because why? Because in here we don't have any number. We don't have any quantitative rating, so that it's hard for us to maybe combine the score or to see total, like in total, which one is better than which one. And MBO, management by objectives, so it is to type to agreed performance objectives of the whole organization and of the department. It can be time consuming. Okay, so now we already go through all of the methods in performance appraisal. So looking back the lecture today, it is about the three steps in performance appraisal, right? First, we set the goals and the standards. So we use SMART model. Remember 4 points along with the SMART model. Specific, challenging but doable. What else? We should encourage participation, right? And then how to define performance standards. What are they? So which is that the goals based on goals, is based on just dimensions, or is based on what is based on? And then looking back, we see who should do the appraising. So there are a lot of groups or a lot of people who can do the appraising, but each of them, some are to be used for development purposes, but some are maybe also used for pay purposes. For example, supervisor and rating and sales ratings can be used for pay purposes. But something like appraisal by subordinates or 360-degree feedback, it is more for developmental purposes. You clear about this? So each of the approach here, they can be useful for pay purposes or more useful for developmental purposes, depend on the people who give the appraisal. And the heavier part of the lectures is about the methods that we use to appraise the performance of the employees: profit rating scales, alternation ranking, and pair comparison, force distribution, critical incident method, bars method, and management by objective method. Some games, some computer monitoring, and this is the table. Yes, so again, I strongly recommend you to look at the table very, very clearly and try to remember the methods. Okay, we have around 20 minutes, so let's take a 5 minutes break, and then we can talk about the problems like those problems. So those problems can be happening during the appraisal interview. So once we decide the method and once we rate the employees, we will talk to the employee about their performance. At the time we go to the interview, so before we go to the interview, we can understand some of the problems. So what should we aware that we can have an effective interview. So please come back in at 12:05, and then we continue the class. Yes?